Hey Crafty friend, it's me, Justine. Today I am so excited because I get to work with the very first registration plate that is a club plate. So I am super excited. I've used this already. You can kind of see there's a little bit of wear and tear, but I've made 2 awesome cards already. I can't wait to show you. I'll show you one today. That's this one right here. I'm going to make 2 on camera and then I'll wait and show you one on my next video, which is going to be a catch-all club catch-all kind of video. So stick around and let's get to pressing. So why don't we just show you this right now, because you're here, we might as well. Here it is. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. I used the registration plates to make the embossing embroidery thread teal here. I used the teal topaz on there. On the thimbles, I used saffron, and then on the scissors, I used thunder, and then I brought it with the watercolor. I added extra detail to the sides to make the embroidery floss look shiny, and then just went crazy with the splatter. My splatter box is covered in watercolor now, but I just enjoyed making this one so very much, and I hope it makes somebody extra happy. Anyway, that Mother's Day sentiment is from Yana's collection. Let's celebrate. So let's get to pressing some more. I will just mention BetterPress club item this month has die cuts as well. It has the die cut for the thread, the thimble, and the scissors. So my first card today, I wanted to keep kind of simple, and well, I'm going to have this one be my scattered one. It won't be that simple. So I'm going to first position my paper onto my clear part here. Now this I already have done some ink blending on with some Distress Oxide. I think I used Salty Ocean and my green, what is it? Twisted Citron on the top. So, and then the middle is kind of like a mix of them together. So to stick this on, I'm going to just use a little bit of roly tape, which, I mean, it's craft tape, but I'm using a little circle. And that's just going to have to be kind of good enough for this for now. I will just kind of be mindful about that being in the center of my card. So for this card, I wanted to use the scissors, and I wanted to make a scissor card. I haven't made one that was just scissors. I have made another one where I just used this one, so I thought the scissors should have its moment and day in the sun. So what I'm going to do is move the scissors around a few different ways to get different presses of it, and I think I kind of wanted it to go diagonally, to have it go kind of like this. I hope that this turns out okay. We'll see. So every scissor impression that I do here is going to need to be run through my BetterPress. I think I will grab the black. Let's do a bold look on this project. I just re-inked my black, so it should be nice and saturated with the BetterPress ink. For this, I have been using my Post-it notes, kind of, not my tool-in-one often. I use the little pokey part and just hold down an area there, and then I can kind of press and pull where I need to, so then my plate doesn't slide around and I don't get this finger full of black ink. All right, let's cover that ink up before we send it through. And I mean, some of it won't be pressed on at all. It will just be off, but that's okay. Okay, there's my first impression. It's just a little bit, so that's totally fine. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of washable marker. Now this is a flare pen. What I'm going to do is just kind of outline where my scissors is, and that's going to give me my border, because I'm going to flip this in just a second. So That way I know where my last one was, so I can make the next one go the opposite way but not have it go over that, because then that would go over the next scissors. So this will not look perfect. It's going to definitely be like a wonky look, but at least I won't have overlap. Then that marker is going to wash right away. And because I'm using this, by the way, if you haven't watched my last video that I did on BetterPress with the BetterPress hack, make sure you watch it, and I'll tell you all about this nifty little piece that I have here, and you'll know all about it. It's definitely something that I wish I would have done right away when I got my BetterPress. But you know, you live and you learn, and I'm having fun playing along this journey. All right, second one, and I'm going to make sure that this is the scissor side. If I turned this, that would not be good. I would get it somewhere up here then. And send it through for the second time. So there's my second scissors. I love that it's not overlapping. That's perfect. So I'll just set that off to the side. I'm going to grab my marker again and just do a little outline so I know my boundaries. Then my tool-in-one is going to help me kind of slide this around without getting my fingers too inky. Oops, I guess I have to add ink first. Haha. That tool-in-one is just so good. It was one of the first things that I purchased from Spellbinders after discovering Spellbinders, because the tool-in-one isn't something that you need until you have it and then you use it all the time. I mean, that sounded weird. It is something you need because I use it all the time. So I will say it is something you need, but I don't know. Does that make sense? I'm going to put the Mother's Day sentiment somewhere in here, so I am just going to sneak this over just a little bit. I want room for my sentiment. I have plans in my head sometimes when I'm filming, and sometimes it goes the way I want it to, and sometimes it does not. So sometimes we just have to go with the flow. Okay, third scissors. Perfecto. Now I need to add my line one more time, and then I'm going to add my sentiment because I don't want to lose room for it. I'm going to use Yana's sentiment again, the Mother's Day one. I've been making Mother's Day cards like crazy and just loving them all. Oh, don't you just love when you clean your craft room and then you go to find something and there's an avalanche? Same. I'm not sure if scissors are the most Mother's Day style of card that I've ever seen in my life, but you know, it's gonna work. We're gonna make it work. Okay. Reminds me of Tim Gunn in the Project Runway. Make it work. Okay, I'm going to put one more scissors here, and then I will put one more on the side, I think, just because I don't want it to be too empty. But I am going to outline that before, because I have a feeling things are going to move around. And I don't need, yeah, see, moving around already with that tool-in-one. Also, on the tool-in-one, the shovel part, this side, really puzzled me at the beginning, and I thought, what in the world do people use that for? I love it for adding glue under die cut pieces that are already on my project that I don't want to get my hands full of glue or to have a big glue smush. It is perfect for that. Okay, I think I got that all covered. Maybe one more part on that scissors. And then adjust it so it's on my line again. Good. That is going to be kind of tight. So my other scissors ends right here. So let's slide it down. Okay, putting it on and running it through. I'm using my Big Mama die cutting machine. This is the Platinum 8.5 inch. She's a big gal, but she works really well. Ooh, that is looking so cute. Okay, I do want to add a couple more scissors. At first I was going for the diagonal look, but I think it needs more. My too much brain is just starting up here. So I will outline where my sentiment was. Again, I would not recommend using this on your gray piece. If you have the clear plastic, great. If not, just know that it will probably stain your platen. So use caution. Let's put this guy right about there. Sneak it in as much as I can. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this one. Ooh, I maybe should put a little more purple up here so I remember where the cutoff point is. And then we'll take this off. Put it aside to clean later, of course, because we are crafting now. There's no time to clean up. I just love the BetterPress, you guys. If you haven't joined the BetterPress Babes on Facebook, make sure you do. It is a Facebook group that Melanie Smith and I made that is all things BetterPress, and then we do monthly live events here on YouTube where we are BetterPressing on camera live with you. So it's super fun. Make sure that you check out the last ones. We've had, this is now April, so we've had 2 on my channel, 1 on Melanie's. This month is April. It'll be over on Melanie's channel. She's hosting this month, and we have different sponsors that will go ahead and provide giveaway gift cards and product or whatever. So it is super fun, and I hope that you can be part of all the fun with us, because it's something new, you know, so it takes a little bit for people to kind of know about it, but it is really awesome. I just feel very honored to be part of all of the crafty endeavors that I've been doing recently, like being a guest designer for Trinity Stamps, being on the design team for Pajama Crafters, being part of the Weekender event with Spellbinders. I mean, I'm amazed at the fun opportunities that I've had, and honestly, it's been because of amazing women in my life. So special shout out to the following, not in any order because y'all are amazing. First of all, Yana, thank you if you're watching this. You've been unbelievably helpful and just amazing in general, and very supportive along this journey for me. As well as Melanie Smith, you are my bestie, my crafty partner in crime, if you will, and I just have loved getting to know you and being part of your life. And also thank you to Nancy McCabe. You have been so supportive as well. And Tracy Schultz, oh my goodness, you guys are so sweet and so kind. I'm blown away by your kindness all the time. So thank you to those ladies. Okay, I am not loving this big gap here, but you know what? It's fine. It's just fine. I'm going to put a black background on there, and maybe I can add some embellishments to that area to kind of hide the blank space. But I love the scissors. That is such a fun little card. Okay. All right, I'll put that off to the side and then clean up just a little bit. Now the cleanup is a lot easier with this plastic piece. I still use this really lovely cleaner because I haven't run out, so I haven't tried anything else yet, but that is in the plans for this year of 2024 is to try a different cleaner. But look at that. so easy to clean, and nothing's getting stuck in my gray platform anymore. And then I'll use that same cloth to wipe off a little bit. I have a little ink since I was doing some kind of like seam stuff. I don't even know if that's the right word for it, but I was using like the whole area. Okay, for my next card, I feel like a magician. For my next trick, I will make you disappear. Just kidding. We're gonna use some watercolor paper because we're gonna get to watercolor in this video. What? I know. How long is this video even already? I will be very simple with my watercoloring, so don't worry. I will be using the watercolors that are from Altenew. So I will just quick get this put onto my platform. Should we time and see how long it takes to use the registration plate and everything with this club? Let's time it. And then it'll just be another way where I show you that it does not take a lot of time to do the BetterPress. Are you ready? Here's my phone. We're gonna time it. Hopefully there's not a huge glare. Okay, here we go. So this is the registration template. I'm gonna put it right about here because I want my sentiment to go underneath. So this is gonna be kind of a clean and simple card. Then I'll grab the embossing thread holder and put it on the black area. See how that shape matches? Ta-da. And then we'll pick a sentiment. I will pick this long one just because it will look good with the length of my card, and it says sending stitchy hugs, which is kind of cute. So we're going for that. And I bent it when I took it off of my sheet, so I'd be a little careful. It's kind of ambitious with my timer here going, so we'll just keep going. I'm going to use the black for this part for my embossing bobbin, and then my sentiment as well. And then for the actual thread, I'm going to use a different color, and we're going to use let's use the teal, just for fun. I've been teal and pink like everything I'm doing recently, so why not stay on brand? Anyway, of course that moved a little bit with my ink, so I will just make sure it's in the registration lines as best as I can and try to make my sentiment as straight as possible. That looks good to me. By the way, I am using watercolor paper. I know I said I was going to watercolor in just a bit, but I didn't say that I was using watercolor paper, which I am. Okay, and let's reveal. Lovely, just like I thought it would look. Okay, now for this part, you leave the registration template on, but you remove this part next. And the sentiment is not necessary on there. And I would remove it anyway, just because if it does move, you might get kind of like a ghost effect, and we don't need that. No ghosts. Okay, and then this goes right in the green area of the template. So right about there. And I'm going to use teal topaz, like I said before. So, teal topaz. And just get the ink on there. Yeah, it's going to move around and slide because the registration template is acetate plastic, so it's going to be slippery. Doesn't matter because all you have to do is just arrange it back where it needs to go when you are done. And it won't even matter. Okay. I think that's straight. We'll call it good. And then we'll put this back on top. Oh, good. We're looking at 3-ish minutes, so that's not bad at all. I guess we won't count the watercoloring of this, but I just wanted to show you how easy and quick it would be to use a registration template. That was so easy. And really, if I left it like this, that would be a very beautiful, plain and simple card. but I'm a little extra, so I'm going to make this look even better. So to do that, I'm going to clean up this area, I'll get my watercolors ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm all clean and ready to go. I have my water brush here. Looks like there's some water already on the tip, so I'll just wiggle it off. I have my Altenew watercolors here. It's this purple tray. And I cut off from the box what each color looks like, and I really do find this helpful for knowing what colors to use, because basically Seashore right here, which is a beautiful teal, is this one, and to me that looks black. So it might be helpful for you if you are dealing with watercolors to have something like that, because if I take this color here, it's not going to be black. See how it's teal? So anyway, I'll just go ahead and get my brush pretty saturated, and then I'm going to just go on the edges of the bobbin and just make some flicks. And this will just get it nice and saturated on the edges. Use quite a bit of the pigment from the paint. And then just kind of let it rest on the side. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. Make sure it's nice and wet. And that watercolor really likes to settle in the BetterPress areas, and it looks really cool once it's all done. You could get a similar effect from Copic coloring if you used a Copic friendly ink. The BetterPress ink is not Copic friendly, but you could certainly BetterPress with a Copic friendly ink if you wanted to use your Copics or other alcohol marker. So, not sure why I said it's so goofy. Okay, now that's it's pretty good in the center, and then I'm really just going to beef up the edges by adding even more paint. And then the hardest part is letting it be. And that's what I have to do on the top now. I just have to let that be. I'll go on the sides again and just let it be. If I fuss with it too much, it's going to just be one color, and I don't want to do that. I'm already fussing a little too much, I can already tell. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Here I go again, fussing. Sometimes I have to tell myself, what would I tell someone if I was teaching them how to do this? And I'd tell someone just to stop. So I'm going to listen to my own advice and just let that dry for a little bit. And I'll clean up my blue here, which is a very easy cleanup. The watercolor paints are washable. So I'll just go ahead and use a little bit of my rag here and the water. And then cap my brush, put this off to the side, and we'll go back to this one as that is drying. What I wanted to do on this one was pop a black background on it and go kind of for a bold look. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. And if I do say so myself, really the BetterPress plates do all the work for me, which again is why I love some of the BetterPress stuff. Just imagine these scissors foiled. Oh, that would be so cool. I haven't foiled the scissors yet, but I will. Just know that it will happen. Okay. Then this little lady needs a card base. And then we'll find some embellishments, and maybe by the time I'm done with that, it'll be ready for my watercolor to get the next section watercolored. And basically that has to dry like that because the other part that I'm going to watercolor are the sides, and I'm going to use kind of like a brown there, and if the brown and the teal mix, we're going to get mud, and nobody needs that. I certainly don't want mud. Could I send my BetterPress through again and make another one very quickly? Sure, but if I don't have to, wreck a project. I don't want to wreck my project. These would be kind of a fun, bold embellishment. Let's see if I can find something else. Ooh, I like those. My too much brain is telling me to splatter this, but I'm going to just resist the urge because I feel like I would wreck that. You know, with this project that I showed you before, I felt like I just wrecked this so badly when the first splatter went on, and then I just kind of made it work, and I had a good time playing around and just kind of trusting my process, which I didn't even know what my process was, but I just kind of went with it, and it turned out to be kind of a fun and funky card. So I'm glad that I stuck with it and I did not get rid of it. Unfortunately, none of that was filmed because I was just having fun in my craft room. So these are all self-adhesive, so it's super easy to pop these on to my project here. And I think it is filling up that kind of odd space rather nicely. So I'm happy about that. Cool. Okay. All right, I'll put these away, and you know, my watercolor is still drying. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do a little bit of work on my phone, and I will resume filming once that is totally dry. You can see it is still shiny. The middle is dry, but the sides are not. So that needs to just have its moment to relax. So it looks like I forgot to turn the recording on when I finished up watercoloring this, but basically I took a brown from here. Can you tell how irritated I am at myself right now? I used the Delectable Delights right there and then just added brown to it, and then added the same sentiments that I used on this one. The dimensional dots, I used the black, and yeah, my too much brain went a little crazy and I added 7. So there's that. But I will be better pressing. I have Simon Hurley's Tulip collection from last month. I haven't played with this yet, and I really want to. Spring is here, so I gotta play with these soon. And I'll tie in some better pressing there, but let me know your favorite in the comments. I think mine has to be a tie between these two, just because of all the color. But I loved watercoloring. The simplicity look of this one really is drawing me in. So yeah, anyway, let me know your favorite in the comments. These two are mine, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye, crafty friend. Oh, by the way, I have that one more BetterPress card coming on that next video, so be sure that you tune in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.